Here's your daily dose of history. These events happened on June 9th. In 1534, while searching for the fabled Northwest Passage, French explorer Jacques Cartier becomes the first European to find the inlet to the St. Lawrence River in modern-day Quebec, Canada. He discovers that the lands around the Gulf of St. Lawrence, once thought by Europeans to be barren and inhospitable, are warm and fertile. When he returns to France, King Francis I is so pleased with Cartier's report that he sends him on a second expedition the following year. On this second voyage, Cartier sails up the St. Lawrence as far as the indigenous village of Hochelaga, site of modern-day Montreal. He also explores Cabot Strait along the southern coast of Newfoundland. Cartier's final expedition is in 1541, part of an unsuccessful colonization effort. His voyages form the basis of France's claims to the rich St. Lawrence Valley, which it begins settling in the early 1600s. In 1856, in an extraordinary demonstration of resolve and fortitude, 274 members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, often informally known as Mormons, leave Iowa City and head west for Salt Lake City, carrying all their goods and supplies in two-wheeled handcarts. It is the first of 10 handcart companies, made up of poor immigrants from Europe, to make the arduous 1,300-mile journey west between 1856 and 1860. In 1939, during the first visit by a reigning British monarch to the U.S., King George VI and his wife, Elizabeth, toured Mount Vernon, the Virginia estate of first U.S. President George Washington, with President Franklin Roosevelt and First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. The company travels to Mount Vernon from Washington, D.C. by sailing down the Potomac River on the president's yacht. While at Mount Vernon, the king tours the house and lays a wreath at Washington's tomb. When Mrs. Lewis and I visited Washington, D.C. in 2023, we also took a boat from Washington to Mount Vernon. I mean, it wasn't a presidential yacht, but it was still a fun and relaxing way to visit George Washington's plantation. In 1954, in a dramatic confrontation during America's Second Red Scare, Joseph Welch, special counsel for the U.S. Army, lashes out at U.S. Senator Joseph McCarthy during hearings on whether communism has infiltrated the U.S. armed forces. Welch powerfully and steadily dismantles each of McCarthy's arguments and witnesses. McCarthy then accuses a young associate in Welch's law firm, Frederick Fisher, of being a communist. Welch is stunned. It is at this point that Welch famously and poignantly asks McCarthy, "Have you no sense of decency, sir?" It is a turning point. The audience of citizens and newspaper and television reporters bursts into wild applause. Just a week later, the hearings into the Army end. McCarthy, exposed as a reckless bully, is officially condemned by the U.S. Senate for contempt against his colleagues in December 1954. McCarthy continues serving in the Senate, but he spirals into alcoholism and dies in 1957. In 2023, 4 indigenous children, siblings ranging in age from 13 years old to 11 months old, are found alive in the Amazon jungle in Colombia 40 days after surviving a plane crash. 3 adults, including the children's mother, died in the crash. Please don't forget to check out Today in History in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. There's a link in the description. I'd love to know which of these events you found most interesting. Let me know in the comments. Also, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really does help me out. And know that you can see another great Mr. Lewis video here and another one right here. Thanks for watching.